Lost in the Lanes, The Vanishing of Tika Lewis. On a biting January night in 1999, the New Frontier lanes in South Tacoma, Washington, thrummed with life. The air was thick with the scent of greasy popcorn and the sharp clatter of bowling pins. Neon lights flickered, casting erratic shadows across the 32 lanes where families laughed, oblivious to the horror about to unfold. It was January 23rd, 1999. And among the crowd was 2-year-old Tika Lewis, her bright eyes wide with wonder. By the end of the night, she would be gone, swallowed by a mystery that would haunt Tacoma for decades. The bowling alley was a chaotic symphony of noise and motion. Children wove through the crowd, their laughter mingling with the electronic chirps of arcade games. Tika, clinging to her mother Teresa English's side, was enchanted by the flashing lights of a Cruisin' World racing game. It stood ominously close to a heavy side door that led to the sprawling, poorly lit parking lot, a door that swung open too easily into the night. Teresa, 23, was caught up in the rhythm of the evening, bowling with family and friends. At 10:30 p.m., her turn came up. She glanced at Tika, who was perched on the arcade game, then called to her brother and boyfriend to keep watch. "Just a minute," she told herself, stepping away. She rolled her ball, the crash of pins echoing in her ears. When she turned back, her heart stopped. Tika was gone. "Tika!" Teresa's scream cut through the din. She stumbled to the arcade, her eyes darting frantically. The racing game was empty, its lights mocking her. "I was gone for less than a minute," she'd later whisper, her voice breaking. "She wouldn't run off. Someone took her." The side door loomed in her mind. Had someone slipped through it, her daughter in their arms? Panic erupted. Teresa's boyfriend, Fred Biggs, and family members tore through the bowling alley, overturning chairs, peering under tables, and shoving open bathroom doors. An off-duty police officer, working security, joined the desperate search. But Tika had vanished without a trace, as if the night itself had claimed her. Police swarmed the scene within minutes, their radios crackling with urgency. The parking lot was sealed, every car scrutinized before anyone could leave. Officers fanned out, their flashlights slicing through the darkness, but the vast lot offered no clues. The realization hit like a blow. This wasn't a lost child. This was an abduction. As midnight crept closer, the search grew feverish. Over 200 officers and volunteers descended on the area, their boots crunching on frost-covered ground. Bloodhounds strained at their leashes, noses to the earth, while a police helicopter droned overhead, its heat sensors probing the shadows. The dogs caught a scent, leading trackers to a tangled patch of brush across Center Street. There, buried in the undergrowth, was a bundle of men's clothing, discarded, unclaimed, and eerily out of place. Whose was it? No one stepped forward. The trail went cold. Inside the bowling alley, a chilling figure emerged from the chaos. A middle-aged woman, swaying with intoxication, had been watching Teresa's group all evening. Her gaze lingered too long on the children, her interest unsettling. Earlier, she'd slurred a request to hold Tika's infant uncle, persisting even after being rebuffed. The family brushed it off as drunken oddity, but her presence lingered like a bad omen. After Tika vanished, the woman reappeared in the parking lot. Fred, frantic and clutching Tika's 10-month-old sister Tamika, was shouting Tika's name into the void. The woman approached, her voice syrupy with false concern. "Let me take the baby," she offered. "I'll keep her warm in my car." Desperate and disoriented, Fred handed Tamika over and ran back to the search. Moments later, Teresa's blood ran cold. She spotted Tamika buckled into the back seat of a car, its engine rumbling as it began to pull away. The woman was at the wheel. "That's my daughter!" Teresa shouted, lunging forward. The woman's eyes narrowed. "This ain't your baby," she snapped, but Teresa's cries brought officers running. They yanked Tamika from the car and detained the woman, whose behavior spiraled into madness. In the patrol car, she twisted the seatbelt around her neck, choking herself until officers rushed her to a hospital. "She's too far gone," a detective later said. "No way to question her." Was she a predator, or just a disturbed bystander? The answer slipped away with her sanity. The night stretched into a grim dawn. "If she was out there, we'd have found her," Lieutenant Jim Howitson said, his voice heavy with defeat. Tika's face began to haunt the city, plastered on posters, flashing on news screens, even painted on buses. The FBI offered a $26,000 reward, but the leads were phantoms, dissolving under scrutiny. Then, a sinister coincidence surfaced. That same night, miles away, a man in a dark Pontiac Grand Am had tried to lure children in a park, fleeing when confronted. Witnesses placed a similar car, maroon or burgundy, mid-90s model, speeding from the bowling alley's lot around the time Tika disappeared. The car became an obsession, its description broadcast endlessly, but it was never found. Had it carried Tika away? Another lead gnawed at investigators. A 911 call from that night revealed a mother's fear. Her son, a man in his 40s with a disturbing sexual history, had asked her to leave town with him. His words hung in the air, heavy with implication. Police found him, his past raising alarms, but before they could press harder, he was dead, his secrets buried with him. A witness swore they'd seen him at the bowling alley, hand in hand with a girl matching Tika's description. Teresa, shown his photo, collapsed in tears. "I remember him," she sobbed. "If it was him, Tika's gone." 26 years have passed, and the mystery festers. Teresa English, now a tireless advocate, refuses to let her daughter fade. "I'll do anything to find Tika," she vows, her voice a raw wound. "It only takes a second for your child to be gone." The New Frontier Lanes, once a beacon of community, is now a ghost of that night, a place where a little girl vanished and the shadows still whisper her name.